Most dangerous plants don't chase you, move, or make noise. They just sit there quietly, looking completely harmless while hiding effects that can burn the skin, damage the eyes, affect the heart, or trigger severe poisoning. And that's exactly why people underestimate them. Some of these plants are growing in parks, gardens, hiking trails, and even inside homes right now. A few become dangerous through touch alone. Others only need a tiny amount to cause serious harm. The truth is, nature doesn't always warn you before it becomes dangerous. Today we're uncovering 10 dangerous plants you should recognize immediately, because knowing what they are could save you from a painful and potentially serious mistake. Number 1. Giant Hogweed. Giant Hogweed is one of the most physically dangerous plants in the world because its sap reacts violently with sunlight. At first glance, it looks like an oversized wildflower with huge leaves and umbrella-shaped white flower clusters, but touching it can lead to severe injuries. What makes giant hogweed especially dangerous is the chemical reaction caused after skin contact. The sap removes the skin's natural protection against sunlight, leading to painful burns, blistering, and long-lasting scars. If the sap gets into the eyes, it can even cause temporary or permanent blindness. The plant grows aggressively in moist areas and along roadsides, which increases accidental contact during hiking or gardening. Its large size also attracts curiosity, making people more likely to approach it. Compared to harmless wild plants, giant hogweed creates immediate physical danger simply through touch, and that's what makes it terrifying. You don't have to eat it for it to become dangerous. Just brushing against the wrong part of the plant in sunlight can lead to serious injury. Number 2. Stinging nettle. Stinging nettle may look like an ordinary leafy plant, but its stems and leaves are covered in tiny hollow hairs that inject irritating chemicals into the skin when touched. What makes stinging nettle especially unpleasant is how fast the reaction happens. Contact can cause burning, itching, redness, and painful irritation within seconds. Some people experience mild discomfort, while others develop stronger skin reactions. The plant spreads easily in moist soil and shaded areas, making accidental encounters extremely common during hiking, gardening, or yard work. Because it blends into surrounding vegetation, many people touch it before realizing what it is. Despite the irritation, stinging nettle is not usually deadly, which is why many people underestimate it. But repeated exposure can still become extremely uncomfortable. Compared to harmless weeds, stinging nettle turns simple outdoor contact into a painful experience very quickly, and that's what makes it deceptive. It looks soft and harmless while quietly covering itself with microscopic needles designed to defend the plant instantly after contact. Number 3. Poison oak. Poison oak is one of the most infamous skin-irritating plants found in forests and wild areas. Like poison ivy, it produces an oily chemical called urushiol that triggers severe allergic skin reactions after contact. What makes poison oak especially dangerous is how easily the oil spreads. Touching the plant directly, brushing against contaminated clothing, or even pet fur can transfer the oil onto the skin. The reaction often includes redness, swelling, itching, and painful blistering. The plant grows as both a shrub and climbing vine, allowing it to appear in many different environments. Because of this, people often fail to recognize it before accidental contact happens. Another problem is persistence. The oil can remain active on surfaces for long periods, meaning exposure can happen even after leaving the area. Compared to harmless woodland plants, poison oak creates intense physical irritation without needing to be eaten, and that's what makes it so frustrating. A single accidental touch can turn an outdoor trip into days or weeks of painful itching and skin reactions. Number 4. Gympie-Gympie. Gympie-Gympie is considered one of the most painful plants in the world. Native to Australia, this plant is covered in tiny, needle-like hairs that inject powerful toxins into the skin after contact. What makes Gympie-Gympie especially terrifying is the intensity and duration of the pain. Victims often describe the sting as unbearable burning combined with electric shocks. In some cases, the pain can return repeatedly for weeks or even months after the original exposure. The plant's leaves look soft and harmless, which increases the danger because people may touch it accidentally without realizing what it is. Even dead leaves can remain dangerous because the stinging hairs stay active. Another issue is how sensitive the reaction can become. Wind, water, or touching the affected area again may reactivate the pain unexpectedly. Compared to ordinary stinging plants, Gympie-Gympie operates on a completely different level of severity, and that's what makes it infamous. It doesn't just irritate the skin, it creates extreme pain, powerful enough to make this plant feared worldwide. Number 5. Spurge. Spurge may look like an ordinary garden weed or ornamental plant, but many varieties produce a milky sap capable of causing serious irritation to the skin and eyes. What makes spurge especially dangerous is how quickly the sap reacts after contact. Touching broken stems or leaves can cause redness, burning, and skin inflammation. If the sap enters the eyes, the reaction may become extremely painful and could temporarily affect vision. The plant grows aggressively in gardens, sidewalks, and dry areas, which means people often handle it while weeding without realizing the risk. Because many spurges appear small and harmless, they're commonly underestimated. Another issue is that the sap spreads easily during pruning or accidental breakage, increasing exposure during normal gardening work. Compared to harmless weeds, spurge introduces chemical irritation risks simply through casual handling. And that's what makes it deceptive. It looks like a simple low-growing plant, while quietly carrying a sap capable of causing painful reactions almost immediately after contact. Number 6. Sago Palm. Sago Palm is one of the most dangerous ornamental plants commonly found in homes and landscaping because every part of the plant is toxic, especially the seeds. What makes Sago Palm especially alarming is how severe the poisoning can become. Ingesting even small amounts may cause vomiting, liver failure, seizures, and potentially death in pets and humans. Dogs are particularly vulnerable because they are often attracted to the seeds. The plant remains extremely popular because of its tropical appearance and slow-growing decorative form. Many people place it near patios, entrances, and indoor spaces without understanding the risk it carries. Another problem is how harmless it looks. The stiff green leaves and compact shape make it resemble a safe decorative palm, which lowers people's guard completely. Compared to safer tropical plants, Sago Palm introduces one of the highest toxicity risks found in common landscaping plants, and that's what makes it terrifying. It looks like a simple ornamental palm, while quietly containing toxins powerful enough to cause fatal organ failure if consumed accidentally. Number 7. Milkweed. Milkweed is best known as the plant associated with monarch butterflies, but many people don't realize it also contains toxic compounds that can affect the heart if consumed in large amounts. What makes milkweed especially deceptive is how beneficial it appears. Because it supports pollinators and butterflies, people often assume the plant is completely harmless. But the leaves and sap contain cardiac glycosides that may cause nausea, weakness, and heart-related complications if ingested improperly. The milky sap can also irritate sensitive skin during handling. While casual contact is usually less severe than with some plants on this list, the risk still exists, especially for pets and children who may chew parts of the plant accidentally. Milkweed grows aggressively in open sunny areas and spreads easily once established, increasing the chance of repeated exposure. Compared to safer pollinator plants, milkweed carries hidden toxicity many gardeners never think about. And that's what makes it surprising. It's widely praised as a beneficial wildlife plant, while quietly containing compounds capable of affecting the body in dangerous ways if handled or consumed carelessly. Number 8. Pencil Cactus. Pencil cactus looks modern and minimal with its thin green branches, but hidden inside the stems is a toxic milky sap capable of causing severe irritation. What makes pencil cactus especially dangerous is how damaging the sap can become if it reaches the eyes. Exposure may cause intense burning, swelling, and temporary blindness. Skin contact can also trigger painful irritation and inflammation. The plant is commonly used indoors and in dry climate landscaping because it survives heat and drought easily. But the branches break very easily, releasing sap immediately after damage or pruning. Another issue is how harmless the plant appears. It resembles a decorative succulent rather than something toxic, which causes people to handle it casually without protection. Compared to safer succulents, pencil cactus introduces significant irritation risks into homes and gardens. And that's what makes it deceptive. It looks clean, simple, and low maintenance while quietly carrying a sap capable of causing severe pain and eye injuries surprisingly fast after exposure. Number 9. Burning Bush. Burning bush is a popular ornamental shrub known for its bright red fall foliage that makes landscapes stand out dramatically during autumn. But despite its beauty, Parts of the plant, especially the berries, are toxic if ingested. What makes burning bush especially risky is how attractive the berries appear. Their bright color may tempt children or pets, increasing the chance of accidental poisoning. Ingesting them may cause stomach distress, vomiting, and other toxic reactions. The shrub is extremely common in landscaping because it grows densely and provides strong seasonal color. That popularity creates a false sense of safety around the plant since people see it everywhere in parks and residential gardens. Another issue is that many homeowners plant it specifically near walkways or front yards for decorative value, increasing everyday exposure. Compared to safer ornamental shrubs, burning bush introduces hidden toxicity behind its dramatic appearance, and that's what makes it deceptive. It transforms into one of the most beautiful shrubs in autumn, while quietly producing berries capable of causing illness if consumed accidentally. Number 10. Oleander. Oleander is one of the most toxic ornamental plants commonly grown in warm climates. Yet it remains extremely popular because of its bright flowers and dense evergreen leaves. Nearly every part of the plant contains powerful cardiac toxins capable of affecting the heart. What makes oleander especially dangerous is that even small amounts can become life-threatening if ingested. Leaves, flowers, stems, and even smoke from burning the plant may cause severe poisoning. Symptoms can include vomiting, dizziness, dangerous heart rhythm problems, and potentially fatal complications. The plant is widely used along roadsides, parks, and residential gardens because it survives heat and drought easily. That popularity increases exposure around children, pets, and the general public. Another issue is how harmless it appears. Nothing about the soft flowers or green foliage suggests extreme toxicity, which causes people to underestimate it completely. Compared to safer flowering shrubs, oleander carries one of the highest toxicity risks found in ornamental landscaping. And that's what makes it terrifying. It looks like a perfectly ordinary decorative plant while quietly hiding toxins powerful enough to seriously affect the heart with surprisingly little exposure. Dangerous doesn't always mean deadly. Some plants harm through toxic sap, others through allergic reactions, and some through compounds that affect the heart or nervous system after ingestion. The safest approach is simple: never touch or eat unfamiliar plants without proper identification. Wear gloves while gardening. Keep toxic ornamentals away from children and pets, and treat all unknown berries or sap-producing plants with caution. A beautiful plant can still be dangerous, and many of the world's most harmful species look completely harmless at first glance. The biggest danger with toxic plants is how ordinary they look. Most people expect dangerous things to appear threatening, but nature often works the opposite way. Bright flowers, decorative leaves, and harmless-looking berries can hide compounds capable of causing serious pain, poisoning, or worse. That's why awareness matters. Understanding what's growing around you is just as important as knowing how to care for it. The good news is that safer alternatives exist for almost every dangerous ornamental plant on this list. Drop a comment below and tell me which plant shocked you the most. And if you want more videos exposing the hidden side of plants, gardening, and survival knowledge, make sure you subscribe, because this is just the beginning.